Ablutions Wudu. Chapter. What has been revealed regarding ablution? Chapter. No salat prayer is accepted without ablution. Hadith 135. Narrated Abu Huraira. Allah's Messenger said, the prayer of a person who does hadith passes urine, stool, or wind is not accepted till he performs the ablution. Person from Hadramaut asked Abu Huraira, what is hadith? Abu Huraira replied, hadith means the passing of wind. Chapter. The superiority of ablution. In Al-Ghur al-Muhajjalin, the parts of the body of the Muslims washed in ablution will shine on the day of resurrection, and the angels will call them by that name from the traces of ablution. Hadith 136. Narrated Nu'aym al-Mujmir. Once I went up the roof of the mosque, along with Abu Huraira. He performed ablution and said, I heard the Prophet saying, on the day of resurrection, my followers will be called Al-Ghur al-Muhajjalin from the trace of ablution, and whoever can increase the area of his radiance should do so by performing ablution regularly. Chapter. One should not repeat ablution if in doubt unless and until he is convinced that he has lost his ablution by having hadith. Hadith 137. Narrated Abad bin Tamim. My uncle asked Allah's Messenger about a person who imagined to have passed wind during the prayer. Allah's Apostle replied, he should not leave his prayers unless he hears sound or smells something. Chapter. To perform a light ablution. Hadith 138. Narrated Quraib. Ibn Abbas said, the Prophet slept till he snored and then prayed, or probably lay till his breath sounds were heard, and then got up and prayed. Ibn Abbas added, I stayed overnight in the house of my aunt, Maimuna. The Prophet slept for a part of the night. See Fath al-Bari page 249, vol. 1, and late in the night, he got up and performed ablution from a hanging waterskin, a light perfect ablution, and stood up for the prayer. I too performed a similar ablution. Then I went and stood on his left. He drew me to his right and prayed as much as Allah wished, and again lay and slept till his breath sounds were heard. Later on the Muaddin call maker for the prayer came to him and informed him that it was time for prayer. The Prophet went with him for the prayer without performing a new ablution. Sufyan said to Amr that some people said, the eyes of Allah's Messenger sleep, but his heart does not sleep. Amr replied, I heard Ubayd bin Omar saying that the dreams of prophets were divine inspiration, and then he recited the verse, I Abraham see in a dream, O my son, that I offer you in sacrifice to Allah. 37. 102. See Hadith number 183. Chapter. The completion or perfection of ablution. One should wash all the parts perfectly. Hadith 139. Narrated Osama bin Zayd. Allah's Messenger proceeded from Arafat till when he reached the mountain pass. He dismounted, urinated, and then performed ablution, but not a perfect one. I said to him, is it the time for the prayer, O Allah's Messenger? He said, the place of prayer is ahead of you. He rode till when he reached Al-Muzdalifah. He dismounted and performed ablution, and a perfect one. The call for Iqamah was pronounced, and he led the Maghrib prayer. Then everybody made his camel kneel down at its place. Then the Iqamah was pronounced for the Isha prayer which the Prophet led, and no prayer was offered in between the two prayers, Isha and Maghrib. Chapter. To wash the face with both hands by a handful of water. Hadith 140. Narrated Atta bin Yasar. Ibn Abbas performed ablution and washed his face in the following way. He ladled out a handful of water, rinsed his mouth, and washed his nose with it by putting in water, and then blowing it out. He then took another handful of water, and did like this, gesturing joining both hands, and washed his face. Took another handful of water, and washed his right forearm. He again took another handful of water, and washed his left forearm, and passed wet hands over his head, and took another handful of water, and poured it over his right foot up to his ankles, and washed it thoroughly, and similarly took another handful of water, and washed thoroughly his left foot up to the ankles, and said, I saw Allah's Messenger performing ablution in this way. Chapter. To recite in the name of Allah, during every action, and on having sexual relations with one's wife. Hadith 141. Narrated Ibn Abbas. The Prophet said, if any one of you on having sexual relations with his wife said, and he must say it before starting in the name of Allah. O Allah, protect us from Satan, and also protect what you bestow upon us, the coming offspring from Satan, and if it is destined that they should have a child, then Satan will never be able to harm that offspring. Chapter: What to say while going to the lavatory water closet. Hadith 142. Narrated Anas. Whenever the Prophet went to answer the call of nature, he used to say, that is, O Allah, I seek refuge with you from all offensive and wicked things, evil deeds, and evil spirits. Chapter: Providing water at lavatories for washing the private parts after answering the call of nature. Hadith 143. Narrated Ibn Abbas. Once the Prophet entered a lavatory, and I placed water for his ablution. He asked, who placed it? He was informed accordingly, and so he said, O Allah, make him, Ibn Abbas, a learned scholar in religion Islam. Chapter: While urinating or defecating, never face the Qibla, except when you are screened by a building, or a wall, or something like that. Hadith 144. Narrated Abu Ayyub al-Ansari, Allah's Messenger said, if any one of you goes to an open space for answering the call of nature, he should neither face nor turn his back towards the Qibla. He should either face the east or the west. Chapter: Defecating while sitting over 2 bricks. Hadith 145. Narrated Abdullah bin Omar, people say, whenever you sit for answering the call of nature, you should not face the Qibla or Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem. I told them, once I went up the roof of our house, and I saw Allah's apostle answering the call of nature, while sitting on 2 bricks facing Bayt al-Maqdis, Jerusalem, but there was a screen covering him. Fath al-Bari, page 258, vol. 1.